Hi, this is Adam Kunzmiller with BGG TV at Gen Con 2015, and I'm joined by Sean Brown with Mr. B Games. We're here to talk about Helionox. So Sean, what is Helionox?
We're calling this movement-based deck building.
Movement-based deck
Yes,
building,
sir.
all right.
A little bit of a different twist. Very standard 10-card deck. You're going to start out with 5 material assets. These just produce you 1 gold a turn or space credits.
Okay.
You've got 3 Sentinel prototypes. These are good for doing defensive actions because this game is semi-cooperative. It's also very competitive, though. We're trying to get most victory points. And then you always have 2 specialty cards to your faction that will do generally some form of money and an action.
Okay.
So that's what that basic deck looks like.
Everybody starts with the same,
Everybody
are the 2 special things different?
They are different.
Okay.
So there are 4 different 2-card specialties that you could have, which correspond with the 4 different factions that you can draft from.
Cool.
So I give this a quick shuffle. Yours is shuffled. The next thing we do is we each take an architect. And this is kind of like our guy that we're playing here, right? And the architects have a special ability that's called cryo. So we have these 4 cryo counters, and at any given time, we can put cryo onto the character equal to the power that we want to use from that character this turn. So if I were to put 2 cryo on here, it would allow me to secure a consumed card. So basically what that means is a card I played in my discard pile, I could play cryo to take it back out of my pile, back into my hand. The problem is, I've only have 4 of these, and I could, I can't do a 3 cryo action next turn, but I could do another 2 card.
Right.
But then I have a cooldown phase. I only get 1 of these come off the card every turn. So if you pop it out right away, it's going to be 3 or 4 rounds before you get all your cryo back. Sure. But they can get you out of a tight situation. So the main object is just like any other deck builder or draft builder is you're going to deal a hand. So let's say I draw my 5 cards.
Sure.
And I'll show mine face up just to give an idea. So I'd have $2 to draft something.
Shuffle mine.
Everything that I look at is $4. I do have one option of taking any one top card and burning it for the next one.
Does that cost you anything, or is it just
It's
a one-time
always a
option?
one-time every turn free action.
Okay.
And actually the very first thing I do is I take an event card and I bring it out, and they're color-coded, and this would go over to Mars, and I turn it this way to signify it's coming. We know that there's going to be an event happening there. When that event happens, you will no longer be able to use Mars's special bonus location. So right now we have, Adam and I have ships, and we can fly around to any of these planets or stay where we are. I'm currently on the lunar base, and my location bonus says on my turn I can gain 1 shield defense, and I can use it anywhere. You need shield defenses to take care of problems.
Okay.
Even whether they're active or not, I could fly out to the moon if I had 3 points of shields, and I could defeat that for the victory points. It costs $2 to move to any planet, or it costs $2 to drop a station on said planet.
So I don't have to pay each time. I just go, I'm moving here
Right.
for $2.
Correct.
Cool.
And if I said I'm going to drop a station for 2, and then I'm going to move here for 2, if I ever wanted to go back to a location with a station, it only costs 1.
Right.
And these are also with victory points, so it's good to get your stations out, and it also helps with your movement.
Okay.
Otherwise, so I have not enough to buy, and in a lot of deck builders, I only have $2, nothing to buy here. I could buy a prime asset, which actually is worth 2 space bucks in the future, so I'm going to do that.
Sure.
And knowing I have my lunar base access, right, which gives me the 1 defense, and I have 2 shields here, I can use my hangar bay that says gain $1, and then I can draw 1 card from my, draw 1 card and discard 1. So I'm going to draw an extra, and hey, I got that extra buck I need. So I'm going to move over here to the Martian base. I'm going to use my 2 shields plus my 1 from my access on the moon, and I'm going to defeat this before it ever happens, worth 3 victory points.
Cool.
That would be my entire turn, and then discard all this stuff. I've got another draw, of course, 5 cards left. You take a turn.
So what triggers the end of the game?
So the end of the game is you're going to get 9 events per player and 1 catastrophic event per player. We shuffle all those together. We throw those out. When these cards expire, the game's over.
Great.
So if you play with, this game can also expand to 3 or 4. If you buy another deck, you can play with 2 more people. And at the beginning of every turn, an event always comes out, and all inactive events always activate. So
Right.
you get into the threat very quickly.
Right.
And then the cooperative element is on the massive effects. You do need to work together. So we would want to be at the same location and pool our resources. But then, like say,
Well, what's the penalty for not working together? For ignoring the cooperative aspect of the game?
so if we just do not handle the event, it shuts down that location, and nobody can get any bonuses from the location. So you could ignore it, but a catastrophic event shuts down every location. So you generally don't want to ignore that, but you could. Or you could stockpile until you get enough to handle it yourself and be greedy and take all the points.
Right.
But generally somebody will make a deal. I'll say, hey Adam, there's a catastrophic event here. I have 5 shields. We need 7 to defeat it. If you loan me 2, I'll give you 3 victory points out of the 7 that are available.
Oh, interesting.
And you might say,
I
I'll
think
do
it's
it,
worth
but I
4.
want 4.
Yeah,
right. And
yeah.
I'll say, well, now it's worth 2. Right? So,
Great. And so, you know, do these decks change every time, or it's just the order they come out?
yeah, it's just the order they come out.
Cool.
And yeah, that's the entire game.
And what was the playtime again?
This one runs about 30 to 45 minutes, and when you add a couple more players, it goes up a little bit more in time.
And when will this be available?
We're looking for a November, December release.
Oh, all right. So kind of just after Essen, maybe a BGG Con.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We sure would love to have it there.
Great. Well, thanks, Sean, for showing us Helionox.
Thank you, sir.